Hello everyone, Laura K. Buzz here, and I'm not usually the kind of channel on YouTube that does reaction style content. You might occasionally see me do like Nintendo Direct reactions and things, but generally I do scripted content here on the channel. But I wanted to make an exception today. I've been thinking about this for a while because there is a series that is very special to me that I have not watched in about 15 years that means a lot to me, and I kind of want to re-experience with other people. So let's talk about Hiruro Musuka or Wandering Sun. Let's start with a quick story. 15, maybe a little more, but about 15 years ago, I was 17 and I was in sixth form here in the UK, and I'm a trans woman. I, at the time, had not yet come out. I was not doing a great job of hiding that I was trans, but I was not out to myself, I was not out to other people. In hindsight, the signs were there, but like, I'd grown up in a society where the only depictions of trans people shown, really, were trans women as either evil and deceitful or the pitiable, mocking punchline to a joke. They were a caricature. They were not real people who got to exist. And I very much grew up not having any representations of real trans people existing, not knowing any trans people, not seeing trans people depicted in sympathetic light, and as such, I genuinely grew up thinking that I was the only person experiencing what I was experiencing internally, and that led to me trying my very best to push things down and pretend to be the cis man that I thought the world expected me to be. I, at the time, had like quite intense facial hair. I was like trying my best to like be traditional masculinity. Fun fact, at the time, my voice was pretty hilariously low. I sometimes make jokes out of my old voice of like sort of it was somewhere down here. I was really trying to sort of lean into masculine, trying to be taken seriously. But it's pretty clear that like I wasn't doing a good job of hiding I was trans from the rest of the world. So I'm 17, and a friend of mine at the time, Jess, could tell something was up. I hadn't come out to myself yet, but Jess was like, I'm pretty sure you're trans. But I can't just like tell you you're trans because you'll like push that information away. It won't go well. You can't just tell someone they're trans. Here's what I'm gonna do. Hey, I found this cool anime I think you should watch. I'm not going to tell you anything about it in advance, just that I think you should watch it. I think you would find it interesting. Like 11 episodes long, they're like 20 minutes each. Go and watch it. And I went home that night and I watched the first episode, and then the second, and then the remaining nine. I watched all 11 in one go. And then I sat staring at the wall and crying for about 4 hours. And then I came out to my girlfriend as a trans woman that very same night. So, yeah, it's safe to say this show, for lack of a better term, cracked my egg. If you're not familiar with that turn of phrase, it basically is something used within the trans community, self-reflectively looking at your past to be like, that very thin, fragile shell of pretending not to be trans that was keeping me enclosed. Um, oh no, that very fragile shell broke, and now I have to acknowledge, oops, I'm trans, can't put that genie back in the bottle. Uh, so yeah, I've wanted to rewatch this show for a while, and the thing is, I genuinely don't know how it's gonna be. I don't know whether it's good. I don't remember if it's good. 15 years of transition and getting to see trans representation become more and more common since this. I don't remember if it's good. I don't remember how explicitly actually trans representation versus, cross dressing or whatever it might be. There's a lot I don't remember. But what I do remember is that this show single handedly, in like one sitting, got me to go, oops, better transition, can't keep ignoring this. And I want to give it the respect it's due and revisit it with other people. Now, I hate to do this with reaction content, but like, there's a very good chance in editing I'm gonna have to like put some visual stuff over the screen and do some stuff to the audio to get YouTube to play nice with this, so I'm gonna be one of those reaction YouTubers. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/LauraKBuzz. You can see the full unedited video versions of these videos over there. If I have had to do a lot of stuff to get this past YouTube's restrictions, you can see the full versions over on YouTube for as little as $1 a month. I don't want to paywall them, but that is where I can put them and have them relatively as I want them. So there we go. But yes, without further ado, let's nervously jump in. What are little girls made of? Here is one of our two main characters. I asked for a baggy uniform, but it still kind of suffocates me. I checked the collar, and I found this plastic board thing. It feels very tight and cool against my skin, but I still have to wear it. I think about this opening scene a lot. This is one of the things from this show I do remember really vividly. I have a book called Uncomfortable Labels about having grown up at the intersection of being trans and autistic, and this opening scene really, really sticks in my mind. I asked for a baggy uniform, but it still feels really tight and like it's suffocating me a little. I really like the way that's put. It's clearly not physically suffocating. It's, you know, I asked for it baggy. There is room. But it's still suffocating me, and I don't know why. I started searching it, looking for a reason why it might be suffocating me. Maybe it's this plastic board thing in there. Looking for some reason other than what is going on up here in the head to go, there's got to be some other reason that this feels suffocating. When I use the metaphor with calling that book I wrote Uncomfortable Labels, it was obviously like a dual metaphor for being uncomfortable with being labeled male, but also being uncomfortable with like clothing labels as an autistic person. But like that feeling of there's no reason this should feel this way, but it feels suffocating in a way I can't put words to, and I am not ready to admit why it feels suffocating. This scene really did stick with me in that regard, and it ends on, but I still have to wear it. It might feel uncomfortable, it might feel wrong, it might feel like it's like wearing it is suffocating, but I still have to wear it. Do you though? Do you? Yeah. Starting today, I'm a middle school student. Yeah, I'm gonna be pausing this a lot to talk about it. I have a lot of thoughts, and there's gonna be tangents because this is one of those things that just, this show really sits with me. Gosh. This music's lovely. There's a lot of this music that I forget how much it sticks in my head. But yeah, this is where we're introduced to our other protagonist. Don't you know? Nitori. I apologize in advance. I'm going to be terrible about names. I don't remember if these are the names these characters use the whole way through the show, or if they change their names at any point. I think one of the episodes is called something like you can use my name. I'm pretty sure our like trans mask character in this at some point is like, I don't need this name anymore, you trans femme can have my old name. But I'm going to use the names they're using now until that happens as best I can remember them. But yeah, this... Oh, we'll get there in a second. This character with the short black hair is our trans mask character. And I think this is one of the things that really stood out to me with this show, was I'd gone from having like no sympathetic trans rep at all to look to in life to a show that had two sympathetic trans characters. And it wasn't even just that this show took things that I'd like secretly thought in my head and never said out loud and like made me go, other people feel this way, I'm not alone. it represented, like, if I come out, I'm not necessarily going to be alone in this. It's not just me that's going to feel this way. I might get to meet other trans people. There might be other people going through what I'm going through that I can find connection with through coming out. And I think getting to see two trans characters support each other and be there for each other as their journeys go in opposite directions and pass like ships in the night, that was a big part of its appeal, I think. Yeah, Nitori is our trans femme protagonist, I believe. Fidgeting with the collar. You'd better smile. You don't want to smile, but you'd better. Try again, try and force a smile out. I think if you look at these smiles, you can see the difference between genuine smile of the sister and forced, I need to look happy, of our trans character, Nitori. There are photos of Nitori smiling later in this episode, when presenting Femme, that are infinitely, like, brighter and more genuine, and I think that's a really relatable experience for a lot of trans people, is looking at photos pre and post transition, and, like, the smile is different. What are middle school students made of? So I'm definitely going to have to edit around the intro quite heavily, this intro music quite heavily for YouTube, but there are no lies within it. This is the moment in the intro where I realised I had been sent a show about gender, and I'm very glad I didn't just close it and run away when I realised my friend had sent me a gender show. You know, it's very binary specific and generic, but it gets the impression over. It's like, oh hey, these characters sure have genders. They sure do have genders. Everything you say sounds so nice to me. My heart that you turned upside down is doing nothing but aching. I wonder if you'll still smile at me like you used to. Once you've seen my true self. The heartache is returning. The heartache is returning so fast. I only ever watched through this once. I've heard this intro maybe 11 times, maybe a couple more. Maybe I've looked it up once or twice on YouTube, but, like, it's surprising me how much it's, like, really jumping back to me. Yeah, will you still smile the same way once you've seen my true self? This show is not hiding what it is. The heart is always right there. There are no lies within it. Don't look away, show it to me. I like you the way that you are. Words I very much needed to hear. So yeah, this very much starts as, like, slice of life. It takes a second to to give you the baseline of these characters outside of talking about transness. Be like, hey, they've settled into a stable routine, you know. I'm pretending to be cis and doing as I'm supposed to pretty well, you know, as we do. Some people are complete strangers. Some are people I knew very well. Yeah, our two main characters have a bit of a history together prior to the show starting. Some of this first episode, I think, is in flashback. If I remember right, neither of them is, like, out at school and, like, full-time at this moment, but I do think both of them know that the other is trans or has gender stuff going on, and that, like, they've outside of school had their like trans. We know what's up, even if neither of them is like out at school yet. And I think they know this going in. I think that is what this first episode is about. Is a lot of the past leading up to now. During that period of double life of there are places and times in my life where I'm out to people, and there are places and times where I'm not, and I gotta put myself back in the bottle sometimes, and it's uncomfortable.
第一小学校から来ました。難しいことを考えると
It gets itchy whenever I think about anything
痒くなり
difficult.
ます。よろしくお願いします。
有賀誠です。
Yes, this is
笹さんと
Bestie
同じ
Bestie
西
of
ヶ丘第一小学校出身です。
our
う
trans
ちは
femme main
有賀ベーカリ
character.
ーってパン屋をやってて、メロンパンがおすすめです。
小学
I don't think it's any accident that our trans femme lead has become best friends with quiet, shy, nerdy, not traditionally masculine male friend. Very much a what is the least male bestie I could have? What is the least the bestie I could have who would be least likely to try and force me to be more masculine? I think that is very not an accident.
校には演劇部がなかったので演技の勉強をしてみたいです。
勉強についていけるか不安ですけど、自分なりに頑張っていきたいと思います。
西ヶ丘第一小学校から来ます。
Yeah, Takatsuki. Katsuki. This is our other lead.
高槻吉野です。
Katsuki.
体を動かすことが好きなの
Enjoy
で
being
運
active.
動部に入って頑張
Want
り
to
たい
join
で
an
す。
athletics club. I'm
これから
just a
一年
tomboy. That's all
よろし
there
く
is
お
to
願い
it
しま
for
す。
sure. Definitely no more to
宇
it.
治江小学校から来た谷口です。俺んちの隣のじいさんが入れ歯なしでせんべい食う時のモノマネやります。
似てるのか似てねえのかわかんねえよ。
更科千鶴です。お蕎麦屋さんみたいな名前だけど、うち本当に蕎麦屋なんだ。
Now, the
よかったら
looks of
いつでも
shop
食べ
here
に来て。
in the class.
よろしく。
爪入り
A boy's
すごい
uniform.
ね。
So yeah, this is, I think, the spark that ignites things for our main pair of characters. If I remember right, is not a trans character, but just a woman who is like, I feel like wearing a men's uniform today, so I'm gonna do it. What do I care what anyone thinks? Someone gender non-conforming that is like, I'm just gonna break gender rules. What do I care? I'm too cool for that. As a maybe I could also break some gender rules. Maybe that's all I need is to see someone else doing it, and then maybe I can do it.
白井桃子です。男の人ですよね。ちーちゃんは女の子だよ。
Yep, she's a girl.
三鳥修一です。
I'm Sweetie
西ヶ
Nitori.
丘第一小学校出身です。
What's your little fact about
よろし
yourself?
く。
はいはーい。ニトリ修一くんと高槻吉野さんが小学
Is
校の
it
時
true that you and Takatsuki dated in grade school? Were you dating the other trans protagonist
だ
of
って言
this
ったって
show?
本当ですか？
嫌な感じ。
キスもしたらしいぜ。マ
I
ジ
heard
で？
they kissed. That one it. I don't think that's what was going on back in elementary school between them.
噂なんて。
なんだよてめえ。
What the hell was that for?
千葉沙織。西ヶ丘第一小学校出身。
Hey, here's me. I went to this school. If I'm gonna storm out, I'll at least introduce myself first.
マジで？
大丈夫なのかなこのクラス。なんか担任いきなり遅刻してるし。うん。中学って小学校と全
Middle
然違
school
うよ。
is
女子のスカ
school
ー
gets
ト
different
も
when you get
短いし。
older.
あんまり短いのって僕なんて品がないって思っちゃうけど。うん。教室のこと気にしちゃダメだよ。
Nitori is really not as engaged as his male friend in. Oh, have you seen how short the girls' skirts are? God, honestly. Like, yeah, that's definitely what's on my mind.
うん。
Criticizing women for their
変わったね。
clothing choices, that's definitely where my brain's at.
でも千葉さんは相変わらずだった。
うん。
千葉さん、ニトリンのことになると時
Maybe it can
々
be
般若
really
みたいに
scary
なる
when
か
you're
ら。
involved.
うん。
What's that about?
千葉さん。
Maybe we'll find out.
ごめん。
あ、3組の人。どうも。いいクラスだね。楽しい一年になりそう。いくつ？
How many centimeters?
身長。
How tall
バ
are
スケ
you?
部入んない？私
Want
ミ
to
ニバスやっ
join
てて
our
さ。
basketball team?
行こうよ。
Come do sports.
その格好。
Your clothes.
ああ、爪襟？
This uniform.
今日はなんだか
I
爪襟
just
着た
happen
い
to
気
feel
分
like
だ
wearing
から
boys'
爪襟で
uniforms
来たの。
today.
明日私服の気分
If
だ
I
った
happen
ら
to be in
私
the
服で
mood to
来
wear
る
my
か
street
も。
clothes tomorrow,
じゃ
that's what
あ
I'll
バスケ
do.
部の件考えといて。
And play sports with me.
私たちの秘密。
We have a secret. Here we
じゃあ
go.
また明日とまた1
Let's
年ね。
let's dig into the
Bye-bye.
trans stuff.
よ
Let's
ろしくバイバイ。
open these floodgates. We have a secret.
僕たちの秘密。
We have a secret.
ただいま。
Watching this as someone who
秘密。
had a
お
secret.
かえり。制服似合ってるよ。そうちゃん。あ、
It's one of those like
おばさんが置いてってくれたから。
they hadn't said yet in the show what the secret is, but like I knew, I could feel it creeping. It's like we have a secret, we have a secret, we have a secret, and I could just feel it here. I was like, yeah, we do, don't we? Me and you and you, me and the two characters in the show, the three of us, we have a secret, don't we?
人の家で勝手にくつろがないで。
だって最近沙織ちゃん教会に来ないんだもん。様子見に。
あなた奥ゆかしさがないのよ。可愛げないの。
そう？僕可愛い系だねってよく言われるけど。
The
ふざけないで。
the classic trans experience when you are out in some contexts but not others. The rushing into a public bathroom, not at home, getting changed and rushing out of the bathroom. I did a lot of this. There was a big period of time where I either initially wasn't out to my parents, and then when I did come out to my parents, I wasn't allowed to be out full time. It was very much there was a period of time where it was like, whatever you do outside of the home with your friends, that's fine, but like at homes, we're not ready for yet. Around family, friends, we're not ready for yet. Where I would go with a change of clothes in my bag and like get changed in a public toilet somewhere and just do the awkward run into a bathroom, get changed, run out of a bathroom, pretend nothing happened, and have to pack my presentation away before I went
可愛いっ
home.
ていうのは。こういう子
Cute
のことを
would
言
be
うのよ。
someone like him.
女の子って
What are little
なんででき
girls
てる？
made of?
お砂糖とスパイスと素敵な何もか
Sugar
も。
and spice and everything nice. And here she is.
そんなもんで
That's what little girls are made of. When I was first like establishing social media profiles, like when I wasn't fully out, I was only out to a limited number of people. I didn't want to put my face on social media in case like someone stumbled upon my profile who I wasn't out to and found that it was me. Or someone who I wasn't supposed to tell yet that wasn't supposed to know I was trans stumbled on it. So I used a picture of her. I was like 17. I used a screen cap of her in this sailor outfit as my display icon for a little while on social media as a... I didn't know what else to do to represent myself, and it felt like the only choice that like I really could use for a while. Roses are red and violets are blue.
前は僕たち
We used to be very
仲良しで。
close. First opportunities. Look at how much more open her eyes are compared to when she was taking that photo with her sister earlier. Like, such a brighter, fuller face, like really opening up to the world. It's such a clear difference in how she presents herself and holds herself, and is willing to actually look at the camera rather than trying not to be there in the photo.
前みたいに
I
戻
want
れた
things
ら
to
っ
go back
て
to the
思
way
うけ
they
ど。
were.
私のこと好きだと言ってくれ
I'm
て
glad to know that
嬉し
you
かった
like
です
me.
でも私はま
Right
だ
now, I don't fully understand
恋
what
愛の
love
こと
is.
とかよくわからないのです。
よくわからないのです。
Doesn't understand.
よくわからなく
It's
しちゃ
all
っ
my
たのは
fault.
僕だから。
Yeah, so my understanding of this, if I remember right, is like Nitori was like, "Hey, I have feelings for you," and the impression I get, the way I've kind of always seen this, is like before I came out, I had a lot of trouble with separating. I have feelings for you, and I wish I was you. Those two things are kind of hard to separate out sometimes, particularly when you're like dealing with gender stuff. Is do I think you're cool? Do I think that I want to kiss you, or do I just kind of wish I could be you and envy that you are you? Those can be hard things to like separate out for a little while, and I feel like maybe that's some of what was going on between these two.
よしなちゃん、あ、十分可愛いわよ。はい、入学のお祝い。
Celebrate your start in new school.
うわ
A boy's
本当に？
uniform.
本当にいいの？
今度ユキさんの
You'll
前
have
で
to
着て
wear
み
it
せ
for
て
me
ね。
sometime.
今日ね、
Day at school,
爪入り
this
で
girl
登校
came
して
in
きた子
dressed
がい
in a
るんだ。
boy's uniform.
ただ着たい気分だっ
She
たか
said
らっ
that
て
she
言っ
just
てた。
happened to be in the mood.
かっこよかった。
She looked so cool.
私ももっと
I
あん
wish
な
I
風
could
に
be like that.
もっと
I could be so free spirited.
修一くんとは仲直りできた？
You make up with Suichi
別に
yet?
喧嘩してたわけじ
Well, we
ゃ
aren't
ないから。
fighting or anything. Just aren't
こ
talking.
こで出会ったのよね。あなたたちに可愛い男の子がいるってナンパしたら彼女持ちで、しかも彼氏の方が彼女で彼女の方が彼氏だった。
彼氏とかそういうんじゃ。
分かってるってば。ただ羨ましいなって思っ
But
て。
we're not dating, we're just
私も
trans
あなたたち
feelings
みたい
in
に
together.
子供の頃にそういうの分か
If only I'd had a friend who understood me like that when I was
り合える友
younger.
達がいたらよかったなって。
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember
Nonda ga
who that character is. I feel like it's the mother, or at least parent. Clearly is aware, like, hey, if I'd had a friend who understood me the way that you and your trans friend understand each other, you know, that would have meant a lot. Having someone who understands is a lot. It's real important.
緊張する。
I can't help but feel anxious.
女装するのは
I usually only dress up as a
家の中
girl
だ
at
から。
home.
それに
Plus,
外に出
I
るの
used to
は
only go out like
大
this
概
with
高槻
Takatsuki.
さんと一緒の時だったから。
I used to only go out presenting when I had my trans friend as a confidence boost.
ごめんなさい。
Adjusting the appearance. Gosh, the thing that's reminding me of, and this is going to be a weird comparison point, when I was first coming out, I would stuff my bra with these things. A lot of trans people refer to them as the chicken fillets. They're fake breasts that you just sort of slot in that are like a plastic-coated chicken fillet, essentially, with a nipple you stick in a bra. And I remember running for the bus once for work and jogging to like not miss the bus that was like at the stop, and jogging a little too vigorously in one of the chicken fillets, bouncing up and then down my top and falling on the floor, and I missed the bus because I had to run back and get my tit that had fallen out. That moment of I've got to put my physical presentation back together can be really bittersweet. That like this isn't real yet. There's something less real because I'm having to augment this. That is a tough feeling while I was waiting for, you know, medical intervention to be like, it's just me chicken fillet in it. Oh.
女装して一人で
You dressed up as a... Oh, what was that very quick line of dialogue? We'll pause on that.
え
What? You dressed up as a girl and went
女
out by
装して一
yourself?
人でニトリには本当
You
に
really know
驚
how
か
to
される
surprise
わ
me.
高槻さんに
I
告
was pretty
白したっ
shocked
て
when I
聞い
heard
た
you
時は
confess your feelings
驚
to
いたけど
Takatsuki.
大丈夫
It'll be
君
fine.
は男の子だって
Nobody
わから
will
な
know
い
that
か
you're a
ら
boy.
安心するといいよ
No need to worry.
ありがとう。じゃ、
You're well-meaning, friend. You're not a boy though. You're a girl. But I get it. I get that the friend's trying to be like, no one will know that you're trans. No one will. You'll be fine. You can just relax and be you, and it'll be okay. Language might not be spot on, but like, your intent's clearly there, kid. Yeah, this is I think the thing that like it's this scene that really started to stick with me during the first episode. Watching it was just getting to see a trans person exist and go about life and not be the center of attention, not be doing anything evil or deceitful or worthy of mockery, just existing in a slice of life, barely the focus of the frame, just going about life having a nice time. This was the dream, the desirable thing, the mundane of it all is the thing that I think really hit me in this first episode. And I know it sounds really, really silly. It was just seeing someone
幸せを運ぶ四つ葉ちゃん。
exist without being the focus of things, just getting to be out in the world and be part of life, and that be enough. Seeing that transness could just be incidental, and that I could just go through life and be me, and be trans, and that be a fact about me. But just be a person. I'd never seen that. And I think it's important for people who are, who've transitioned more recently than the last 15, 16 years ago, or who are younger than myself in my mid-30s here, to know quite how dramatically and rapidly trans acceptance, acknowledgements, understanding, representation have changed societally, in that I made it to 17 without seeing a single just mundane, everyday representation of a trans person just being. And that's all I needed to come out that same day, was like something that simple, just a trans person existing not as evil or a punchline, but just a couple minutes with some nice music. I got to 17 without seeing myself or my community represented that way, and that shouldn't be the case. Anyway, a four-leaf clover to bring happiness.
あなた可愛いからお
You're
似合い。
cute. This would flatter you. Getting acknowledged as cute in a non-patronizing way. This is a weird thing for this to have the hairpin comment to have reminded me of, but growing up, I have very long, thick eyelashes, very notable eyelashes. I got told a lot growing up. Eyelashes like yours are wasted on a boy. I was made to feel like I didn't deserve them, like I wasn't allowed them. Like, one of the few feminine things about me was wasted on me, that I wasn't feminine enough to deserve these lashes that look like they've already had mascara applied to them. And the first time someone complimented me on my eyelashes after I came out, without that compliment being sandwiched alongside someone else should have your nice lashes because a girl should have them and that's not you, that first time I got, like, just a genuine nice little compliment without anything else attached, it means a lot. It means a lot to just be genuinely unpatronizingly seen.
今回の私服スナップ舞子ちゃんの隣私だ
And
け
there it
同
is,
じ
the
だ
coming
舞子ちゃん
coming
かわい
home
いきつい
life
顔のア
put
ンナち
back
ゃん
in
と
the
並ぶと
box.
ますます天使なんだとただいま
pretending to be masculine again when you
ノッ
get
クぐらいし
home.
ろあいってたしこんにちはこんにちは最近来ないじゃんえ撮影あれ言わなかったっけ毒もやめたんだよこいつそうなのはいなんだ可愛い顔
You
し
have
てるの
such a
に
cute face.
もったいない
What a waste.
冗談
Yeah, this is just what I was talking about with the eyelashes. It's the what a cute feature. So wasted. So wasted. So wasted on you.
なよなよしてるだ
He's,
けだよ
he's just a
行こう
pansy.
玉木ちゃんそろそろ待ってるうん
Just a pansy. Oh. The desire to find any little sprinkling of femininity that you can find a safe space to engage with. I've written about this recently for a book, but like one of the things for me was an old copy of Barbie Game Girl for the Game Boy from 1994. A game about fighting your way through a shopping mall to find costume outfit pieces for a date with Ken on the roof. It's not a good game, but it was my one little thing I had access to that I held on to that was a bit of femininity that I could control, that I held on to, that wasn't taken away from me. Sometimes you just have those things, grown-up trans, of trying to find little ways to feel your existence where you can. What are little girls made of? Trying to get little glimpses of yourself where you can. For me, a lot of the time it was like, oh, my parents are going away on holiday or something. I'm going to have the house to myself for a few days. Like, oh, I can't come with you because I've got work. It's an excuse to just dress femme around the house and just be myself at home for a few days that I normally couldn't. Here it's, you know, there's this lovely dress here and no one else is around, and maybe just for a little bit I get to look in the mirror and see a reflection that feels like it's more me than what I normally see, and to feel like I'm still in here, like, despite the facade I have to wear outside of this room, the me that I want to see is still in here somewhere. It's real relatable. Trying to get glimpses of the you that you wish was in the mirror all the time.
Happy. 携帯忘れた
Yeah. Yeah. The dangers of trying to find little slices of femininity.
またお前脱げ臭くなる脱
You'll make it stink.
げやだそれ明日の撮影
My
用に
photo
下ろ
shoot
したやつだろ
tomorrow.
うが
こんなの
Take it
こんなの
off.
嫌だ
No. As a trans person, having a breaking point of not wanting to give back up yourself, not wanting to put yourself back in that box just one more time, is a lot. It's really emotionally hard when the people around you in your life expect you to just put the essence of yourself away. And I know that that's not what's being asked here. It's like, hey, I need that dress for a work thing tomorrow. All I'm asking is for you to not be wearing it. But I know how that can feel in that moment of... It can feel like you're being asked to be like, don't be this. Put the bit of yourself that's doing this, put that away. That cannot happen. And like, it sucks when like a single item of clothing is all you have to hold on to feel like you can see yourself. It can feel really... When you have so little of yourself to hold on to, it's a lot to ask. To ask to let it go.
弟のくせにぶったお姉ちゃんのバカいいのいいに決まってんじゃん気持ち悪い
He's sick.
気持ち悪い気持ち悪い
Sick.
気持ち悪い
Sick.
僕
I'm sick.
中途半端な僕み
Wishy-washy.
んなが見てる
People are staring at me. I can't take it.
やだ
I can't.
緑か
Yeah. Internalizing what other people have said about you and thinking that you are ill, you are sick for being
高槻
trans. Like, so much of the negative rap that I saw growing up of like trans people are evil, they're villainous, they're punching bags, they're punchlines, they're subjects of ridicule. I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. Really resonates. But then, hey, it's that other trans person I know.
さどうしたのその
What happened?
格好
Why are you dressed like that? I want to talk about this crying here. I think it's really, really notable that the way that the crying sound here is, it's not like a weep, it's not a sob, it's not a traditional cry you would hear. It's gasping for air. It's trying to hold yourself together but barely being able to keep yourself breathing. It is the cry of someone suffocating who doesn't have the air in their lungs to cry out. That is just trying to keep their head above water and trying to just keep enough air to keep going. It's... I don't know if I've ever heard a cry like this in anything else, and it's the thing that's breaking me right now is the cry.
僕
I
こんなの
can't
嫌なんだ
stand this.
嫌なんだ
I can't.
これ
Yeah.
これじゃ
No,
ない
this
んだよ
isn't
ね
what you need. I think that's the boys' school uniform that Tatsuki was given earlier. Isn't what you need. A little act of
これ着れ
solidarity.
ばそんな
You
にお
put
か
this
しく
on,
な
you
いと
should
思
look
う
fine.
スカートとパーカーで学校
Remember,
来てる
there
先
was an
輩いたし
upperclassman at school who wore a hoodie with a skirt.
うん
There,
女の子み
you
た
look
くな
like
っ
a
た
girl now.
ありがとうそうだ
Oh,
ヘアピン
I
買
brought
っ
a
たんだ
hairpin.
クローバーの
Clover one.
クローバーのあれがあれば
That might have helped.
もっとよかったかもあああの同じクラスの女の子
As much as I am endlessly frustrated by terrible transphobic comments that have been made by Swery, the creator of a game. Oh God, what was it called? Let me look this up quick. So there's this game developer called Swery. He created a game called The Missing, J.J. McField and the Island of Memories. Now, I'm not saying this game is good trans representation, particularly given the context that this creator has released many games with many transphobic elements and themes, and even this one game, The Missing, the one that I would say, at least textually in the work itself, is pretty trans positive. In interviews, he has talked about, like, oh, no one's wrong for being who they are, including the trans woman main character's mother who pushed her into conversion therapy. She's not wrong for being who she is, which is bullshit. But there is one thing about J.J. McField and the Island of Memories that I really love that this is making me think about, which is at the end of that game, there is a moment where trans woman main character JJ is wig removed, female clothing removed, breast forms removed. The physical things of presenting as female are stripped away. And JJ's girlfriend still refers to her by her proper name, by her pronouns, and sees her as the woman she is even in this moment. And there's something here about this moment of trans solidarity that really reminds me of this. You've not got your wig, you've not got the dress that goes with that skirt, but hey, I've seen girls that have worn a skirt with a hoodie and made it work, and we'll put that nice clover in your hair, and we're gonna find ways to let the girl that you are shine through, even without the comfort items of clothing and presentation that you've come to feel like make you feel safe being seen as a girl. That even without those, we can still help that shine through, and that you can still be seen the way you are without those. And that is really important.
クラスの女の子
You know that girl in our
スネイルの
class?
サラシナさん
Sarashina in the girls' uniform, in the boys' uniform. It looked pretty.
かっこよかった
Yeah, she did. Yep, there's the other response to bottled up transness is
頑張る
just
私
scream it out from the
サ
top
ラ
of
シ
your
ナさんみた
lungs. Just have a good scream, just get it out. I can do it too. Be like Sarashina?
くなれる
Or
よ
a girl dressed up like a boy? Well, yeah,
それ
there's
もあるけど
that.
いろいろ
I can do anything I
頑張
put
る
my mind to.
その日の晩ご飯は
Oh god, I remember this. I remember what's coming here. Let's watch it for a second.
お姉ちゃんが自
That
分の
night at
分
dinner,
の
my
エビフラ
sister
イ
gave me one of
を
her
一
fried
つくれ
shrimp.
た明日撮影あんのに太る
A
から
photo shoot tomorrow, so I need to watch my
エ
weight.
ビフライはカラッとして
The
て
fried shrimp was
尻
crispy.
尾まで食べられた
Even if our lead here, even if she's not able to be herself at home all the time, even if her sister said some like pretty horrible stuff to her, she feels bad about it, and she's trying to be like, I had a bad reaction, but I do still care. I shouldn't have reacted like that. I'm a kid. I don't have the words to say it to you, but have one of my shrimp. And it's not much. It's such a low bar in terms of familial acceptance. It's such a bare minimum bottom of the barrel response, but as someone that wasn't out to my family, wasn't out to anyone, was not really out to myself yet. It might be rough coming out. It might be rough when family find out, but it'll be okay. They'll be nice. You'll come out the other end. There will be a path, but they might accept you at the end. Again, not something I'd ever considered possible. That was so important.
僕は高槻さんに振られちゃっ
I
たんだけど
realized that even though Tatsuki
友達としては
rejected me, we would always
ず
be
っと仲良
friends.
くしていられるんだっ
That's
て
important. You
分かっ
need
たから
that friend.
だから
And that's why
今夜はよく
I
眠
should be
れ
able to
そう
sleep well
な
tonight.
男の子の服が着たい
It's just the difference
女の
between
子の
wanting
服
to
が
wear
着たいっ
boys'
て
clothes
それだけだったは
and
ずなの
wanting to
に
wear girls' clothes.
なかなかうまくいかないなって
Even so, it's harder than you'd think.
でもいろん
Still,
な
I
こと
don't like the
ぐじ
idea
ぐ
of
じして
taking
るの
things
は嫌だ
slowly.
し
None of us do.
だから
And that's why. Sometimes you just gotta jump in the deep end and do the scary thing.
男の子って
What are little
なんででき
boys
てる
made of?
カエルにカタツム
Frogs
リ
and
に子
snails
犬の
and
尻
puppy
尾
dogs' tails.
そんなもんでできてるよ
What little boys are made of. Ah. Oh. I'm not gonna be able to play much of this on the YouTube either, but I remember there's one line of English in this outro, and it's I want to cry for you. And that's the bit that broke me watching this. This is one of those bits that broke me watching it the first time. Was I was feeling so vulnerable, and this song just comes on. And it's like, I want to cry for you, and I'm like, oh, please do. I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot pent up in here. See if I can get away with at least one.
I wanna cry for you.
Are the tears of blessing for making up with you?
I wanna
smile for you.
Not
for myself. I want to find the song which tells of our love story. Everything is for you. I go around saying that again. But that's nothing but wishful thinking. I know that myself best of all. I'm just choosing the easy way out. In truth, I'm doing everything for myself. I think I got carried away by the atmosphere of this city. Cry for you. When I smile with you, I'm sure I'll feel better too. Dream for you. I won't forget our story even after I wake up from this dream. The story's got echoes in my ears. So yeah. This is the first episode of Wandering Sun, Hirora Musuka. There's 10 more of these. I knew, even after this first episode, this was going to be something special. I couldn't stop watching it. Yeah, watching it back, I can see why this first episode is the one that sticks in my head. I can see why this unlocked something in me and I couldn't look away from it. It's all the simple things. It is purely just seeing two characters just get to exist around each other and have each other for support and be seen for who they are, and even if it's not all the time, to have someone that sees it in you even when the rest of the world can't, and being able to just be and exist in the world and that be okay. I wasn't ready for it. So yeah, I'm gonna watch this whole series and we're gonna try and do all the episodes on YouTube. They'll all be on Patreon for sure. We'll see how this goes. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for joining me on this journey of revisiting a thing I have not seen in about 15 years that was the thing that forced me to be like, ah shit, I gotta come out now. I hope you enjoy going on this journey with me. It's gonna be a feelingsy one, I'm pretty sure. Thank you for watching. Bye.